Welcome to What's in the Bag, where we give the voice to the voiceless and we let you say whatever is on your mind. My name is Marvina and I am your host.
Mm. Good morning. Good morning. Where you going? I
Who?
hope you know. Wait a minute. Hold on. Good morning. I'm talking to my baby. She just woke up. She told me she going to church. I gotta go to the church too. Wait.
Like, hold on.
Good morning. Good morning,
Like, don't leave me.
everybody. I know. Shoot, I gotta catch a ride. You know, my car gotta catch a ride. Good morning,
Yeah.
everybody. Hello, hello. Good morning. Welcome to another segment of Early Morning Coffee with Marvina and her. I love you, girl. Welcome to where we give a voice to the voiceless and we let you say what is on your mind. Good morning. I like saying that. It get my vocal cords together.
Get your vocal cords
Yeah,
together.
get it
Okay.
together. You know, I like that sing. Good morning. Well, of course, we got another great segment today. Well, before that, I'll let you know I have my little. Yeah, I remember this cup. What's that cup? Yeah, I remember this cup. I got this cup for a while. Well, in my cup this morning, I got me community coffee with the delight hazelnut mocha caramel mocha sugar coffee. Well, of course, again, it's a lot of sugar up in there because I be needing it early in the morning. Welcome, everybody. Well, let me welcome y'all to present to y'all and tell y'all about this young lady that's sitting. Well, on here, it looks like she's on I think my right.
Girl, I don't know. I feel like I'm
I don't
going
know
over
which
this
way
way
you.
again. I don't know which. I don't
Hi.
know which. Look, like which way am I going? My camera. I had it set right now. It's acting crazy on me, so I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah, you look good,
Let me wipe
girl.
it off.
Hello, Yvonne. Welcome, Yvonne. What's going on, girl?
Good morning. Hey,
Take care,
hey
girl.
guys. Today is a struggle. I'm just. I mean, this is what's in my bag this morning. Um, got a little bit of food poisoning that I'm trying to get over, and it's a struggle, but I'm here. I am here. In my cup this morning, I don't know. My daughter fixed it for me. So she told me if it's too sweet or something, it's you
It's
know, it'd be on me. But I'm drinking I don't even remember the name of the coffee. It's a little bit stronger than what I normally drink, but it has some equal in it and it has some hazelnut in it. So that's where I'm at. That's what I'm drinking this morning. I'm getting ready to take a first sip. So my daughter said she was gonna let me put my own ingredients. I said no, hook me up. She said if it's too sweet or not enough, then it's on me. So my expression is going to tell it all. That's all I got to say. My expression is gonna take and tell it all. So, but I appreciate her helping me because, like I said, this morning was a struggle. And I'm sorry, people. I know it's like I'm looking to you guys from this way to the left or something, not straight on. I have no idea what's going on this morning, but it is what it is. Catch that side view. All righty.
Hi, you just talking
What?
away. I'm trying to get my guest in right now. So let me go ahead on and talk to her. In the meantime, between time, of course, you're gonna have to talk us through, baby. talk us
Look, oh Lord. Well, while we're waiting for our guests to come into the studio, I'm hoping that you guys have been enjoying some of the things that we've been putting on TikTok and on our V. Can you mute that because I can we can hear everything? Okay. Yeah, so we've been putting a lot of different things on our Facebook page. Our I even started putting things on some shorts onto YouTube to help build that fan base there. And we've been doing a lot on Black History, Motivational Monday. I hope that you guys start to join in. We're starting to get quite a bit of participation with the Motivational Monday. As we said before, Motivational Monday is where we try to give words of encouragement to jumpstart the week, to kind of get that week going and get everybody kind of excited about the week ahead. Talk about it Tuesday. Any important topics that you deem relevant, we would love to discuss. There are no topics that are off the table. If I'm being honest, we really need to start looking into the governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis, and start talking about some of those ridiculous rules and laws that he's getting into place. And a lot of these things are starting to take place because there's no one really challenging him. Not enough people are standing up and challenging him. Arvina put something on there, I want to say on Wednesday, that was very, very, it was either Wednesday or Thursday. It was very important. And she put on there about how um the children have to have a permission slip as it relates to African American studies, or anything dealing with African American um, art or anything of that nature. And I have to get a little bit more information from Marvina on that one, as it relates to that. But I think that that is something very important. Um, so that's just something there. Wisdom Wednesday, there again, we're asking people to participate in Wisdom Wednesday. And I said this and I say it again. Wisdom is knowledge that you share with other people. It is based on your overall experiences, some pearls of wisdom that was passed down to you from the matriarchs of your family that helped you to get through and help to get you to the next step, next level in your life. And because a lot of people say Wednesday is hump day Wednesday, because when you're trying to get over the threshold, you're trying to get that week closed out. And by the time Wednesday hit, most of us have had some really rough patches. So Wisdom Wednesday is a bit of encouragement that we can impart to each other to help keep us all, moving in the right direction. Thankful Thursday. Thankful Thursday is an opportune time for us to thank God for everything that we have. Small, not just the big things, small things. Small things, the bountiful things that we have in our life. And then, of course, Friday is celebrate time, baby. We done made it through the week. God has blessed us and allowed us to make it through another week. And then, of course, we have Saturday and we have Sunday, and those are still open platforms for people to post anything. You can share your services for church, different things that you may have heard in church, words of encouragement, something that you're doing on Saturday, you're out and about with your family or just doing some things around the house. Please, we would love to take it. See you guys get on there and post a little bit more. You can see Marvina on TikTok with a lot of her funnies, and then I'm on TikTok, but it's more so where I am pretty much the same thing that I'm posting on Facebook, on Instagram, and YouTube Shorts, the same thing that I'm posting um onto TikTok. So I haven't gotten as bold as Marvina yet. I haven't gotten as bold as to go ahead and start recording some live videos and getting out there. I'm just getting my feet wet because, like I said, a lot of people don't know this, but I don't want to say I'm an introvert, but I am quiet, and I'm a little bit more shy than what people actually think that I am. So every time that you guys see me do, it's a testament to my journey and how I'm starting to come out of my shell more and more. So, well,
Well, I
Marvina is
am
back.
sick. I am back. I am back. I am back. You got to work the back office just as well as you kind of get on here and have to talk to you, all of you.
Oh, that's some good
Well,
coffee.
you got some good ones,
Thank you, baby.
got some good coffee. Well, let me say this, y'all.
Yeah.
I'm grateful this morning that the young lady. I'm not gonna waste any time trying to get everything else because of all the issues that we have. first things first. But this morning, I want to really introduce someone that's
Oops.
very special to me, very special in my life. Hey, brother. Hello, everybody. Hey, Linda. Hello. I just want to get all that out before I start. Thank y'all for being part. Thank y'all for, you know what, just for the support. You know what I'm saying? Just for the support. Thank y'all so much. Well, let me go ahead on and introduce my special guest. And this is my special guest because guess what? She's my BFF also. I've been knowing her since New Jersey, and we raised our children together. And this young lady has been in my life for over. Has it been? It's been about 33 years. Let me get her on in here so she can correct my
About
English.
33 years.
33 years it's been. Oh my
Yes.
God, we have been, and you know something. I have seen this lady grow. I've seen, now we grandmas. We were
Oh,
we were
yeah.
yeah, we had our children together. We were young. We lived together. We had our apartment together.
Yeah.
Oh my God. We raised, oh my God. Well, let me say this, and it blesses my soul for me to be able to say, to keep in touch, to make sure that, our relationship grows. But let me say this. Let me say this. Let me get this out. I moved to Georgia. I moved to Georgia. It was about 26 years ago. 26, 20, my son's 26, 27 years ago.
Wow, been that long?
It's been that long. This is
I
when
know.
When Marvin was, he wasn't even a
Wow.
year old when I moved here. And I left her back there. I left her back in New
Scared
Jersey.
Marvin. I'm
I
scared
left her
Marvin.
back in New Jersey. And
Yes.
it was like one day I was walking out of Walmart on Old National, right here on Old National. And I'm walking this way, and this lady no, I'm walking in, and this lady walking out. And we both stopped and looked at each other.
Boy, was
And
that the
we screamed. It was like, oh, we were screaming in the we
thank you.
people thought we were I
Oh, I
never
still
in
can
my
feel that day.
wildest yes, never in my wildest dreams that I ever see thought I would walk out of the store
Okay.
and see that face.
It was a
And it
it was
was
a
on
true
and
shock to
popping.
my
Yes,
life.
yes. And
It
it been
was.
on and popping. Girl, we caught up. And let me say something about this young lady. She always loved God. We used to sing together. She was the soprano. I did the alto. We used to do we used to do so much stuff
She took the
together.
high and you took the low.
Yeah. Man, and we used to, oh my God, have party together. Oh my God. I can sit here all day and tell y'all about the history of this lady, but like I said, she's a child of God and she loved God. And I was so ecstatic when she said she'll do this today. And the enemy tried to peep in at first.
Oh,
Oh,
you
you
know
ain't
it.
gonna get in there. No, you ain't gonna get in because what you got
Always.
to say is not important. But yes, it is. So
Yes.
thank God. I'm going to go ahead on and leave this up to her. Can I ask you a question, ma'am? Do you got a cup over there? Is
Yes,
there a
I
cup?
do.
Let me know what's in that cup, girl.
This
What's in
is
there?
Duncan Hines coffee with hazelnut cream.
All
Good
right
stuff.
now.
Good stuff. Now,
Welcome to
Dunkin'
the Hazelnut
Donuts.
Club.
Dunkin'
yes,
Donuts.
Dunkin' Donuts, baby. And look at her little glass cup. It need to have a what's in bag on top of it.
You know,
Yeah,
I
it's great
should have
working.
had your cup. I do have one. I
Yes, you
so
do.
apologize.
It's okay, girl. It's all right. Honey, as long as you got it,
I
send it up
wasn't
here.
ready. I let my grandbabies fix my coffee, so this is
They
what
did.
happened.
And I got a chance last night to be with her grandbabies also. So let me tell you something. I'm so happy. I'm praise God. Well, let me not keep y'all going because I want her to go ahead on and talk. I got this question to ask you, Net. What's in your
Hmm.
bag, girl?
Yes, I. What's in my bag is I want to talk about forgiveness.
Oh,
Forgiveness
Jesus.
is
Come
a
on now.
powerful tool that we all can possess if we just trust the process and what God is teaching us in His Word. Forgiveness is hard sometimes, but when we allow God to give us the ability to do it in His grace, and helping us, because I want to share how he helped me forgive someone that killed my grandbaby. But I don't want to go that fast so far. Forgiveness has helped me become the woman that I am. Forgiveness is not always about the other party per se. It's more of a healing for yourself. It helps you get closer to God. It helps allow those spirits that comes with unforgiveness to dwell in your heart, where God cannot
Mm,
come in darkness. If you got this pain and suffering and all this hatred in your heart about something somebody done to you, how could God enter in that space? Your spirit needs to be free of things that will hinder you from growing and being a part of who God is creating you to be. We grow spiritually all the time. And if we're not growing, that means we need to look back and see, reevaluate some things that's going on. So some stuff happened years ago that you had against somebody and you just didn't let it go. And it just, you don't see them anymore. But still, you have an opportunity to ask God to forgive you, as He always do, and ask Him to release you from that spirit, because God doesn't dwell in darkness. As I said, when I had to forgive people, it took me to um, say, well, you did this to me. I you That's fine. I got to stages of forgiveness. It was, I'm gonna do what you did to me back, and then I have that
mm,
moment of um, nah, when God get finished dealing with me, I'm like, I shouldn't be doing that. So let me change that up. I just won't deal with you. That's still not enough. When you're a child of God and you want to grow and move forward with Him, you got to free yourself of all of that madness so that you can get to hearing spiritually with your spiritual ears, seeing with your spiritual eyes, so that you can grow. If you holding that stuff, how can you hear and go and do what God will have you to do? Well, my granddaughter was 4 years of age, and I buried her on December 20. What's this? 24, 23rd, 22nd, December the 30th. Her mother's boyfriend took her life, beat her to death. To hear that within itself, to beat a child, a baby, a defenseless child that bad to death was horrific. I'm like, what in his mind? I could not rationalize that. All I knew is I wanted to retaliate and I wanted him gone. But I was like, you know what? In order for me to help my family deal with this, I have to leave my heart open and clear so I can be strong to help them cope with this, because it's not easy. I had to take the baby mother and, I had to get her to sign off on things because I had to handle a funeral. Handling that funeral, I understand. I didn't know how I was going to get through it. So I needed to keep staying close to God and talking to Him on a regular so that I can be able to see which direction to go. Because at one point, I was just all over the place. The initial shock of it all was like, what am I going to do? How am I going to do this? I'm in Jersey. They're in Jersey. I'm in Georgia. My son needs me. I panicked, rightfully so. But when I got to the mother, I had my daughter with me. My kids came along, and it took a lot for her. She wanted to hurt her so bad. She sat there and cried because she had to get in a car so we could go handle business. And I'm like, you have to know that God is in everything. You got to talk to Him and ask Him to help you deal with this, because this is not where we're going to honor her. We have to honor her by doing what God will have us to do. And the second thing that helped me to cope with the loss of her is knowing that she went directly into the hands of God. So I had to have my heart open
mm,
enough so I can explain this to my children and give them comfort, to let them know that it's okay. It's not okay. You can be angry, but don't be angry where it's going to cost me to lose you as well. So don't give into this dark place. When your heart is hurting and you're going through so many things and people have wronged you, it ain't easy to forgive them. So we went through the transition of the services and all of that, and I came back home and I felt so heavy because I had to stay strong for everybody else, and it felt like the whole world was just falling down on me to have to deal with that. But I was like, Lord, I don't know what to do. This hurt is deep down in there, and I don't know how to let it go. It I'm hurting bad, and my family is hurting. Help me to do what it is that I need to do. I miss my baby. She was just a baby, and the thought that her needing someone to be there for her, and no one was there to upon her life losing her life was, I couldn't get my mind off of that. So when I got home, I was like, I don't know, Lord, please help me to forgive these people. My son was angry at me because I was holding the mother as she grieved when she left this baby with a man that she knew was beating her. Why would you leave the baby with such a person? So God showed me whatever his issue was, which was an issue, we don't know what caused his mind to trigger off and go off to do these type of things. But God said he loves him too. And I was like, okay, this baby is gone and we can't get her back. But I want to um release this hardness in my heart. I'm angry. I'm saddened all day, and I know this is not where you want me. Help me, show me what to do to get relief. I can't breathe. I'm not sleeping. I'm not eating. I need comfort. Please help me. So I'm in my mind. I'm praying all the time, and I said, this is not you, Annette. Before all this happened, who were you? Who were you serving? What were you representing? You got to get back to that. Your help coming from the Lord, and you know that. Don't put God in a box and tell him what he cannot do. He can heal your heart. He can take all that pain away. I still grieve for my grandbaby, but guess what I can do today? Pray faithfully for the young man that killed my grandbaby. And I'll do it now. At first, I was praying with hesitance because I knew I had to, in order to release this. I had to pray for him. I had to ask God to move my heart to even come out with a couple of words each prayer. But then I found myself each time I was doing it, I'm like, Lord, help me with this. Help me with this, because I don't know his story, but he's still your child, and I can't no I should not be judging him to because I'm hurting. I don't know what your reasons for why I have to experience what I'm experiencing. But I know there's power and knowledge and understanding for me even still in my pain. So I want you to help me to do that and pray diligently for this young man because he's yours too. Sin is sin, no matter. We can't say, well, I'm sinning over here because I had sex, or but he's a murderer. They're equally the same in God's eye. So who am I to not? I don't know this young man, and he's only 21 years of age. His whole life is over too. So I asked God to help me with that, and He did. So the more I prayed, so now I'm sitting and I recognize that my prayer time about Him has gone longer and more passion and power in it. So the more I prayed, the stronger I got. I'm like, wow, look at God do what He do. It's no surprise. I knew God would relieve me from it because if I'm going to say I believe in the Lord with all my heart, and I'm leaning not to my own understanding, but in all my ways, I'm acknowledging him and he's going to direct my path. If I'm going to say that, I got to say it with power and conviction and with truth to it and believe in it. You can't take some of his word and say you believe this and don't believe that. You got to believe the whole thing. So I got to live it where God was able to release me from this hardship in my heart. I grieve for my children more than I do this young man or the loss of my grandbaby, because I know God takes care of those babies. She's in heaven. She's not hurting. She's not suffering. She's not in pain. She's not dealing with anything of this world. So I know she's in a better place. And in order for me to make it to see her again, I have to do what God will have me to do so that I can see her. If I'm walking around with all this hatred and madness in my heart, it's going to cause me to live my life of a whole bunch of uh, anger and bitterness, and I can't see
Mm.
God in all that. So I said to myself, I want to see her again. And if you want to see her again, you have to forgive this young man sincerely and move in the way God will be pleased so that you will see her again. And while you're here, you have to honor her by showing your family and everybody involved that there is a God and He is real. And he's capable of moving mountains in your life that you didn't think you could ever move. He's able to give you that breath you didn't think you can take anymore. He's able to unscrew your unscramble your mind when you feel like everything is coming to you at one time. He's that peace that you need. And I found my peace and forgiveness of with this young man and everybody else that was involved, even the mother. You know, my son, when we were doing the funeral, my son was like, don't do this, don't do that. I had to get her to give me pictures of her family and get stuff that they needed to involve them. Regardless of the act of what she's done, she's imprisoned in her mind to have to think about this for the rest of her life. That she has left her child in the hands of a man that has taken her life. That's in prison. She's stuck there and she's going to blame herself for life. So I have to pray for her and ask God to give her the strength that she needs to call on him. So she would get on the phone and talk to me all the time. And my family be like, how you sitting here talking to her like as if it ain't her fault? How could I take it back? I can't bring that's being hateful to her is not going to bring her back. But when you see me,
Wow. I lost you,
can
Nate.
you see me? Because I see
No.
my screen went blank.
Yeah, your screen went blank.
Right.
Why?
I don't know.
See how the devil do? He's still
Yeah,
We
you
can.
coming.
know.
Yeah, but we can still hear
Your
you.
video, we can hear you.
But
Your
you can
video,
still hear me,
yeah, we
right?
can hear
Yes,
you.
ma'am.
Is your video
Okay.
is the video record? Girl, I just want to finish hearing what you. I'm so
I
sorry. Yeah, but we can hear you. We definitely can hear
okay.
you.
But
If
I
you want to
had to
come
pray
out
for
and
her.
if you definitely want to come out and come back in, you could do that if you want. See if
What
you
you
can do.
say, Vena?
If you want to come out and come back in, you want, or you could talk with the blank screen. It's up to
Okay.
you. If they don't, if whoever
Okay.
viewing it don't mind, because I just want to hear.
Okay. I could just keep talking, or I could
Yes, if
try
you
to
want.
come back in.
If
Let
you
me
want to
see if
come
I.
back in, that's on you. It's how you ever you want to do it. Cause and I'm in because I understand. I understand forgiveness. You know, I understand. I relate to trying to forgive. And this young lady's story with her grandchild. When I look at her grandchild, I see my grandchildren and how someone just came in and just snuffed away that baby, took that baby from their family, just took her life. And you know, I sympathize. I don't know if it would have if it would have been just that easy for me to forgive just that quickly. Not saying I wouldn't ever forgive this person, but you got to look at your situation. Look at this. Think about just be honest with yourself. And I'm gonna say this. Be honest. I'm be honest with yourself. You have a grandchild or a daughter, a son, and I know some of y'all can kind of relate to this. Um, you have a child, and and someone just decides to just take that child's life from you, and I mean that child's life, and you no longer able to see that child or be around that child. Sometimes for me, I'm thinking, do I have the heart to just forgive this person? Just that, how how can I just how can I just pray for this person? How can I make myself not
Wow.
make my child's life more important than forgiving this person for taking away my babies. Now, don't say I'm not saying that I can't, but
Yeah,
you got to be a
I know what you're saying.
very strong. Yes, you got to be
When you
strong.
saying be honest, you're right. You be honest because I can relate because you know my story. You know my
Right.
history. A lot of people out there don't know everything, and it's not for everybody to know. But went through some things, and it caused me to and I say this all the time, that unforgiveness is like poison, and waiting on the other person to die. And I was drinking that poison, and I was waiting for that person to die, but I was the one that was drinking that poison, to the point where I locked down my whole family. I don't want to let my children go anywhere, do anything, be around anybody, the whole 9 yards. And every day I became more bitter, increasingly angry. I had anger issues. It's not a secret. 5 times anger management and 1 time counseling, and I finally got it right. And the big key was was forgiveness. I had to forgive that person in order to be able to live, and be able to live free. It was like walking outdoors and getting a breath of fresh air, the crispest, cleanest fresh air that you ever had in your life. I
Mm,
suffocated, I was suffocating. I was suffocating those around me. So I can relate to that. It's
mm.
and like Marvina said, you have to be totally honest with yourself, because I know how long it took me, and my heart goes out to Annette, and I don't I can't say that I could forgive in the manner in which she has, just based on my own story and history. But to God be the glory.
Yeah,
She is a true test. This
she
is a true
is.
testimony.
Yeah, I mean, this was in 2022. This ain't like something
Yeah,
that happened years ago.
it
This
took
is
me a
this.
lifetime. I'll be
Yeah,
honest.
and I'm to the point when it comes to my grandkids, my children, but my grandkids. Little something happened in school where my baby came home and told me that she had a substitute teacher in her school, and she was kept staring at her, and it was creepy. To the point
Oh
my
yeah,
baby had a meltdown because she didn't want to go to school because of this person. And now grandma on it. She at the school trying to walk her to the class to go see what this substitute look like. But I, I'm sorry.
yeah, you do.
I just, I need to make sure that my babies are okay. You got these, God gift us with our children, and the first sign, you got to look at the signs. Children are, especially if a person is beating on you, don't think they're not going to be beating on your child. And I've seen that happen too. But your children gives you signs. They tell you, they let you know that there's an issue. And if you don't pay attention to the signs, it'll get past you. And the next thing you know, something may happen to your child or your children or your family members. There's signs. There is telltale signs. I'm that person. I can have a trust issue. I'm that person that I can't just release myself to my children or anybody else like that without having a thing. And I know, and I ain't even trying to be, I'm not even lying to you. My sister's the same. My baby sister's the same way. She got her children. She do not let her children get out and walk out the streets because one thing we know, that people are crazy out here. I don't care if they know you or
Yeah,
don't. They can know you, be just as crazy as the ones that don't. All this
yeah,
sex trafficking, all this killing, how they doing these babies, how they doing to grown-ups. But to really know that someone that supposed to been there taking care of your child just snuffed that child's life away. I come in there, Ned. I can, I you know I'm just to that point in all that God's graced her and gave her
yeah,
that heart to forgive like she does. I mean, like I said, I don't think I wouldn't forgive, but it's just to me like,
yeah. And you said signs. There are signs there, and sometimes we get busy. We get so caught up that we sometimes miss those signs. And take it from some good advice. Don't get so busy that you missing signs. I'm guilty of that. I'll admit that I missed some signs along the way. But I tell you this much: you can't miss nothing on me these days. I'm
oh
trust
man.
trust and believe what I'm saying. Sometimes you go through situations and you come out stronger and better on the other end for it. But you're gonna go through, it's some phases that you're gonna go through, and Annette is correct. She is correct, because I'm gonna tell you that forgiveness is a journey. Understand what Marvina and I are saying, and what Annette is saying. It is not where you're gonna go to sleep and wake up and bam, you snap your fingers and you forgive, and it's all, what is it, gumdrop lollipops and rainbows. It's not going to be like that. It is a journey. It's a process. You get angry with yourself, you get angry with that person, you get angry with other people, you get angry with people around you. You want to shut off from the world, you want to go back into the world, but you don't really know how to acclimate yourself back in and get around people, because, like Marvina said, a trust issue, a lack of trust has now developed in you, where you don't trust anybody around you, any situation, any circumstances. And that forgiveness starts to become, that unforgiveness becomes like a bitter pill that's been planted, and
Yes, it
it's a
is.
weed that starts to grow and grow and grow, and you have to take care of it. You really do have to, have to take care of it. It just, hearing her testimony put me into a place of having to go back and read and think on some things,
And I
myself.
believe that her, excuse me, her support system helped out a lot also.
Yeah,
Knowing God, number one. Hey, baby. Knowing God, number one. She's in church. She knows God. Then she
yeah.
has her church family. Her church family is like on it. They've been on helping her. And then having her own family, I know that helps a lot. I wish she was back. I'm praying that she gets back on, because these are some questions I wanted to ask her, to get to that point. Nobody really sniffed no one snuffed took any of my grandkids or my children. And thank God, I gotta find some wood
Praise
if
the
there's
Lord.
anyone.
Yeah,
Praise.
here she comes.
Hey, this.
Nobody mad but the devil. You hear what I say?
That's right.
I don't know if I gotta take my this phone back or what, but it's been giving me problems. So it's not. It just clean out. It wouldn't go back
Girls, you know
until
what
now.
it's
Anyway,
called? You know what it's called? It's called technology. That's why here on What's in the Bag, that's just what the bag is. The bag is full of all kinds of
Whew.
stuff, bloopers, cell phones,
I'm like, look at
Oh
you,
yeah.
whatever.
Satan.
Yes, yes.
Look
So,
at you,
but
Satan.
it's
But I know
okay.
we don't have a lot more time. I just wanted to sum up what I was saying.
Right.
How there's power in forgiveness. The ability for me to do that gave me great peace, and it gave me release, and now I'm able to um continue my journey and where God was is taking me, and I'm able to grow. God forgave us and continuously forgive us and give us that grace that He's given us for many years, all our lives. We do things over and over and over again. We don't know that there's stuff, we don't realize how much this affect God and how it bothers Him that we
Hmm.
don't do what we're supposed to do as His chosen people. So if he can forgive us over and over again, and the blessing that comes from it, he sent his son to die on the cross and leave us with the grace that we needed to repent and ask for forgiveness from him when we do wrong. So the same token, work on asking God if he could help you to forgive those who have wronged you, not for the ability of just releasing those people for forgiveness. It's not always about them, it's about you. So
Hmm.
no, when you forgive, you gain power and you gain knowledge and you gain God's love and forgiveness because He's
Excuse me.
done it for you. You can do it for everybody else.
Right. I got some questions since, because when you got off, your support system, did that, because we kind of briefly talked about your support system, with your church and things like that, even knowing God. Did that help you with this journey
Oh
of
yes,
forgiveness?
tremendously.
Wow, it just
And
froze.
froze up.
It froze up. See, I wanted that question out, and it see how the enemy. But I, like you said, of course, normally a good support system
Hmm.
you know, look at that. Okay, let me see. Let's see. Let's look. Okay, this is a Facebook user. They say, "Yes, I am learning. You have to let God take care of those things to what is that? Relate,
Hold on, let
retail,
me get.
retail,
If you put your cursor over it, it'll turn it big.
okay, let me see.
just hover over it.
No, mine's not doing that because I'm the
If you
what's
go, no, if you go to
retaliate.
over
Yeah, I see it says to retaliate and try to keep range. Range makes you as bad
revenge.
as, yeah, I said, girl, as bad as the person committing the crime. Okay, revenge. That's what it is. Okay, trust me, God will take care of them. Stay true to yourself and to God. Amen, sister. Okay, I'm sorry. It's really hard for me to see a lot of this stuff, especially the big words.
Over on the left hand side where the comments are,
Uh-huh.
put your cursor over on that side, and you'll see
Oh,
and put it over the magnifying. It magnifies it. You see it now?
yeah, but when I put it on it, it says hide or her. See, because I'm doing all of this, it's kind of
Okay.
hard. Yeah, because I'm on the back end doing it, it kind of
Okay.
comes off.
I
So,
got
can
you.
you see this one where it says,
Uh-huh.
go ahead, can you
Cindy,
read it? Yeah, Cindy.
it says forgiveness is for you and not for the other person. When you do not forgive, you allow that same spirit to become a part of you, which will allow that evil spirit life to have a hold in your life. Cindy, you are
Mm,
so correct
so
because it,
true.
it had me gripped. I was
So,
gripped.
so
I
true.
was gripped.
And he'll, I
She's
can't hear you
back.
now. She's back, but let's see. Your mute. Your mute's off. You're muted. Y- You
She
got to
can't
turn.
hear us either.
I can't hear you. You can't hear me. We're root for some reason. There you go. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Oh
Yes.
my God. You can hear
Yeah.
me?
Yes,
Oh
ma'am.
my
It's
God, my
okay.
Lord, what
It's okay.
is
Yeah.
it?
Mm-mm.
Okay, my support system before it happens again.
Hmm.
It was amazing. My church family was there. They was there to support me. They helped me through through prayer. They kept me in prayer. They kept praying with me and for me. And every time I had a meltdown moment, I would call one of them, and they would get on the phone and just pray with me and say, "I can do this." And they would remind me of my relationship and how I've grown over the years and what God is allowing me, my purpose in this direction that He's taken me. So the support was there for me to get the understanding and help me snap out of the mindset of woe, it was me, but let me stand in my belief and know that the power is here for me to be able to do it. So every time there was moments I broke off and didn't know which way to go for a second because it was hard. I was up there for 2 weeks trying to get this done, and because of it being a murder scene, it took a long time for the body to be released, and it was just a whole lot. My son couldn't deal with the fact of seeing her in the coffin, so I had to have her cremated. So it was a whole lot of stuff, emotions, just stacks and stacks and stacks. But my church family held me down, and I know that friends and family that was familiar with what happened was praying for me. Prayers of the righteous availeth much.
Exactly.
So
Yes. Come on now. Yes.
We got that much out. We got
Enemy.
that much out. Mm-mm. Got that much out.
Yeah.
You
While
know
I'm waiting
what?
on her, let me go
Go
to
ahead.
another one.
Go ahead.
Another
I
one.
put the
Let's see
faith
here. This one.
forgiveness. You see one? See that one?
Okay. Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Faith, forgiveness, and fortitude. Blessings to your testimony and your continued voicing men, being a woman of action and truly forgiving.
Love it.
Shelley Harris. Yes.
Hey, you next, girl. You next. Okay, go ahead. You got one?
Uh-huh. Let me see here. This is
Oh, I like this one when somebody
Cindy.
call her phenomenal or
Where is
strong
it
young
at?
woman. She's
Okay,
a
here we go.
strong woman. Yes, honey. Yes,
You
she
are a
is.
phenomenal, strong woman, young woman.
Yes.
God has stars in your crown for forgiveness. Uh,
Oh,
love you. Cindy said, here's another comment from Cindy.
yeah, I
And
like
she
that.
said that baby's in a special place in heaven where she is being cared for with a special love. She is growing 3 times faster than what she would have been on earth. To God be the glory, for she was innocent.
Amen. Yeah.
Yes.
You got that? Hide that?
It's that. Let me go to the next one.
Go ahead. That dot I?
Here's one.
Oh, go ahead.
Let's see here. It says, it just says Facebook user. I don't know who wrote this.
Mm-hmm.
This is the psychology of forgiveness and having faith is a true process. Forgiveness gives you the power of being whole again. For many, the trauma that impacts the individual's everyday life, where depression, revenge, hate, and self-harm come into place in spirituality and spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically breaks people into pieces. Forgiveness, faith, and fortitude will bring you peace, prosperity, and progress for yourself and nobody else. You better come on and say it.
Say
You
that.
just
Whoever
summed
you
me out.
Facebook just sums this up.
You
You
summed
put your
me up.
name behind that. You should have had
Yeah, you
that
summed me
Arthur.
up in that
You are
one.
Arthur. Okay, that was an Arthur.
That's right. Yes, you said that.
Hey, who says somebody said hello, my precious, beautiful goddaughter, Chanel. Hey, that mommy saying hi to you, Chanel. um, here go another
Yes.
one. Shelly said, hurt, hate, and healing is a true process and transition. Sure is in you. It sure
Yes.
is. Hey, Robbie. Look,
Mhm.
he's my brother. Read
He
what my
said,
brother said.
"She is better than me." Wait a minute. He said, "Wait a minute. Where did it go? I lost it for a second. Hold on, guys. I'm sorry." It says, "She is better than me." One scripture says, "Do unto others as you would have them do unto you," and that is exactly what I would do. Oblige that person and do unto him as he did.
That Lord
I
said, "Slap."
understand.
I understand,
An eye
and I'm
for an
not
eye. I
mad
know.
at you. I am
And I'll
not mad
I'll
at you,
be
brother.
honest. I've been there, and Rob, I could tell you that hatred eats you up so bad inside that you basically become an image of that person that you are trying
Yeah,
to, and I was angry, I was fighting, I was doing, you name it, I was doing it, and I wasn't the best version of me. And it wasn't beneficial for me, my children, my family, or anything like that until I really had to forgive in order
yeah,
to live. So,
yeah,
um,
yeah,
we and that goes back to what Annette said, the stages of forgiveness. Your
yeah.
first reaction is anger, and you want to go get that person. You want
Mhm.
to go get that person or whatever it is or whoever it is that caused hurt, harm, or danger. You want to go and get that person an eye for an eye. But then the other part starts to come in, like, what happens if I do? What's going to happen to my children? What's going to happen to my life? Am I going to put my life out there the same way their life is out there? So it's a lot of stages that you go through. That's why it's one of the Facebook users said about, and Annette said the same thing, that forgiveness is a process. It is a process. It is a journey that you go through. And it's part of the healing process.
Mhm. My brother said he'll rejoice in giving him his peace. Yeah, cause and I get, I
Yeah.
get it. I get, I think everybody will have, don't think just, well, you're a Christian, you should think this way, or you did. It's
Right.
human nature to be upset and angry for somebody taking something so precious from you. You just really want them to feel what you was feeling, or what you made, that, and I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just talking about what's in people bags. Everybody, you don't have a whole lot of Christians out here. You got some that would be like, oh, I forgive him. But you still got them
Ooh.
Christians like, you know what? I'm gonna get him. I'm
Yeah.
I'm gonna get him.
Yeah.
You,
I'm gonna
you
take
know,
that
I'm gonna
passage, an
take,
eye for
yeah.
an eye.
use that scripture that I need an eye for eye, like you said, so it'll meet my needs. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So it's hard to word forgive and forgiveness, like you said, it's a process, but it's where you got to realize that a lot of people just not there.
Yeah.
People are just not there. They're not there. We want to get them there. We want to get there, but I've seen people just get to the point where, hey, you want to hurt me, I'm gonna hurt you back. You
Yeah.
hurt my child, I'm gonna hurt you back. You did this, I'm gonna get you back. Then you got the
And that's
ones
yeah. Ooh.
that doesn't. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, no, no. I was getting ready to say, and then that support system. That's having that support system, not just people in your amen corner, but people that's truly going to support you. Because I'm gonna tell you something about this one that's sitting on this screen with me. In my angriest moments, and she know, because it's not a whole lot of people that know my story, but she's one of those few, the chosen few. And some of the things I told her, she said, "Girl, what?" And these were her words. "Girl, what the hell you thinking?" She said, "That is not how God operates. You need to think about this." Da, da, da. She's not one of those that jump in the amen corner and just be like, "Okay, yeah, girl, go ahead, do, 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 do." No, she gonna give it to you straight. Like, I don't know about that one. My grandmother was another one. I remember I was so angry one day. My grandmother said, "Well, baby, just talk to God about it." I said, "But you're not supposed to question God." She said, "Who told you that?" I said, "Well, that's what the word." She said, "Let me tell you, your best conversations stem with God when you ask Him about something that took place."
Mhm.
She said, "You can't just go to
Mhm.
God and always ask Him for things to give you something." She said, "Go to God with everything that is in your heart.
Ask for that
Ask Him."
wisdom, knowledge, and
Yeah.
understanding.
She said,
I
exactly.
believe I can forgive, but my heart goes out to forgetting, and I ain't
Yeah.
gonna lie, I can
That's
go
a
in my
different deal.
head and play it back and forth, and to the point I done painted a picture of something that may not even be there, but because it's hard for me to just let it go. I will dwell on it, dawn on it. This person don't like me. This is forgive. I can't forgive this person. I will forgive this person, but I'm only gonna forgive them the way I need to forgive, just for it to work out for me. So it could be in my corner, And I'm sorry, this is my book.
I'm
Don't
laughing
get me
because you
wrong.
telling my story.
Yeah, what way it'll work out for me, I'm gonna forgive you. My way for forgiving you is not being bothered. I'm that person that don't want to be bothered. I forgive you, but I ain't gonna say I won't. I pray more for our relationship, for me to be more understanding to what's going on with you, but to sit down and really sit there and pray and say, Lord, help this person to understand or forgive this person. That it's kind of hard for me, and I'm sorry. I'm
But you're
working.
being honest.
I'm a work in progress.
You're a work in
Yeah, I'm
progress.
a work
You're
in
being honest
progress.
about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially if they harm me or hurt me.
Harm me, hurt me, just not the ones around, not my babies. That's the and that and
No,
that
don't
that
harm
takes
and hurt me either. Ain't no just
that's
my
the
baby.
hardest thing for me to to forgive, and it took me a lifetime to get there. It did. It took
Yeah.
me a lifetime.
But what
She's
about you?
back.
Yes, but what about the fact that sometimes it seems like you go this may not happen to you, but there's kind of like a curse in the family. What I mean by that is, say for
I know.
instance, you know what I'm trying to say, how it trickles down. Something might happen to you and you're not paying attention to it happen to you, and then it happens to your child, and it might happen to your
Yeah.
grandchildren
Mhm.
Yeah.
because you swept it under the rug, you didn't address it, it became something that was put behind you when it really wasn't, because now your daughter or your child, your son, whomever, have to deal with that, and then their children deal with that because
Yeah.
you don't want to address it. You don't want to let it. It's all a secret. Things happening. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying
Yeah.
to say things without saying it.
But saying, I don't think that it's always where things are being swept under the rug. I think that sometimes that it is where something may happen to you and you feel that you're doing the best that you can by being overly protective, and but sometimes you never know or understand that you have to protect that, though you don't feel that you have to protect somebody from within the home. It always feels like the danger is going to come from outside of the home, and so when it does happen within the home, it really knocks you off your square and knocks you for a loop, because that is where you let your guards down. That is where your peace is
Mhm.
supposed to be. So you let your guards down more at home than you would on, because my home's like a fortress, and and nobody ever told me I would have to protect somebody from anybody from someone within my home. So that was
Right.
one of the most devastating things, one of the most devastating things to me. And so sometimes I don't think it's where people sweep things under the rug. I just feel that sometimes people don't feel that they have to that the enemy can be within your camp, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but
Right.
yeah, my thing is, and I'm not talking about your situation, but I'm talking about I'm just giving from my experience. If
Hmm.
I know somebody that someone's in the house has been touching on me, doing things that somebody that I trust that's been doing things to me, beating me, um, it's you know the sign. You see how people are, people, men, women, how they are. And then you see this stuff going on in your household and you're not saying anything, or you scared that if you do say something, the consequences will be greater than you dealing with that situation, what it is. You so worried about what everybody going to say, if anybody,
Oh,
what
she's
the
gone
issues going to
again. We
be.
lost her.
The issues might going to be if I tell or if I say something, and then at the end of the day, somebody that you look down the line and that somebody in your family members has been suffering, had to suffer, lose their life, been messed with, been raped, whatever, been talked to, been beaten and stuff like that. That's when the sign starts to see you like, man, I didn't know. But in actuality, deep down in your little head, you do know. You can see it. The signs are there. It's not a thing where you don't see the signs. Like you said, you get caught up with the things that's going on in your household, or you get caught up worrying, don't want to worry that this is happening when in actuality it's happening. You see what I'm saying? Um,
I think it boils down to that individual person and what they perceive and what's actually happening. And when it comes to light, if that makes sense. So everybody has that awakening moment.
right.
And that awakening moment for people is at different points, different levels. Um
Mhm.
and it's just how they handle it when when that awakening moment comes, because some people snap. Some people snap, and it takes some people way over the edge.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Some people to the point of no return, some people to the point where they hurt and harm everybody around them, you know what I'm saying? And then
What
some
if?
people to where go
What
ahead.
about the ones that, like for instance, your kids coming to you and telling you that there's a problem, and you don't want to believe that child. You know what I'm saying?
Can I
Um,
say something when
hmm
you finish?
Go ahead. I'm
My
listening.
grandbaby,
Go
my
ahead.
grandbaby told his her mom that she wanted to go stay with her dad, which is my son, and they agreed to let her go there. That was said on Christmas Day. And they agreed that they were going to let her go with her father, but on the 30th, before she can get there, he took her life. So the
Jesus.
baby was telling her that she was, he wasn't a good person to be around, but she didn't look at the warnings. And I'm like, if she telling you, I want to go live with my dad, I don't want to stay here, that says a whole lot for a 4-year old. And
Hmm.
you chose to leave her in the presence of somewhere she wasn't
Leave her
comfortable.
there.
She has to deal with that for the rest of her life.
That's
So
what
you
I'm
Hmm.
don't
saying
know,
about those
it's
signs. And
signs
your
that
children,
happens before
yeah,
this happens.
yes, it's
but
always. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But I understand what Annette just said. She said that the baby said something to her just a few days before this incident took place, and they agreed and said, "Okay, on this day you're gonna go. I'm gonna let you go ahead and go stay with your dad." And unfortunately, this incident happened. Even though they made an agreement, it happened prior to the baby being able to go stay with the dad. Um, like I said, it's such a tough it's such a tough place. Yeah, some people, the child will come and say this has happened or is happening,
Hmm.
and people don't believe. Then there are some people that the child doesn't say anything, and you trying to pick up on the signs, and then you have those aha, like I said, the
Right.
aha moments, and you go back in your mind and you be like, oh my God, I missed this, I missed that, and so on and so forth. um
I question
the
everything. When my grandkids ask me, say something to me, or even my kids, I'm questioning them. Why you don't want to go over there? Is it, is there? And if
Exactly.
and not, a lot of times, not trying to be funny, but you may not want to go to grandma house or grandpa house because they make you clean up and they don't let you. They ain't have no Wi-Fi. They don't have this. They don't. But if I say to you, yeah, if I say to you, why you don't want to go over there and you don't got a real good answer, like, oh, he's beating me, he might not give. That's a telltale sign you need to be questioning and finding out what's going on in your house, to the point some
Right.
people literally put cameras up so they'll know what's going on in their household, because right now it is very, very, very serious when it comes down to these children and the way the adults and are looking at our kids now. My grandbaby has a very good, very nice body shape. She has a really good booty. And when she walked in, when she walked in their house, and that was like, oh, those, and not that she's
yeah,
dressed, any a bad. She's dressed like a kid, but because of the way she's shaped, it draws attention,
Mhm.
yeah,
and it drew your attention, and you spoke on it, even though we laughed about it, but these are the things that I look at when it comes down to our children, and we got to pay
Right.
attention to what they are doing, saying, wearing, how the people that's around them. I don't care if it's uncle, aunts, cousins,
Yep. Exactly.
yeah,
stepdaddies,
yeah,
everybody. Look, pay attention.
yeah,
Pay
Don't
attention.
take don't take your hands off your children. I understand you got to work. I know you got things to do. You got appointments and all that stuff like that. But everybody's not for your child. Everybody's not for
yeah,
your child. They don't look at your children as children. They look at your children as sex problems, people that they could abuse, kill, hurt, harm, dangerous.
Exactly.
I'm
yeah.
just my
No, that's
BFF
that's
right
that's
here.
real talk. That's
My
real talk.
BFF
That's real
right here.
talk.
She's a prime witness. She's telling you, right
Yep.
now, that we can't let everybody be our children's babysitters or be
At
Yeah.
all.
responsible for your children. Not
Yeah.
even in school. Not the
Cause I'm,
teachers,
yeah.
nobody. Go ahead. I'm
Cause
sorry.
Exactly. You can never
cause
be
I'm,
too
yeah.
careful.
You can't. Cause I'm gonna tell you something. I changed my whole life. I dropped out of college. I had one semester to go. Straight A student. I dropped out of college. I quit jobs. I put my children on my back. I wrapped them. Where I went, they went. If they couldn't go, I didn't go. I put when I said lockdown, it was locked down,
Exactly.
like Fort Knox. Like Fort Knox. I dressed my children a certain way, everything, because it got to, like I said, when you hit that, wait a minute, what the hell? When you hit that moment and things play back in your mind,
Yes.
and I'm gonna tell you something, I had some playbacks in my mind. I was one of those that went over the edge by the grace of God, because I remember crying out to God. By the grace of God, God put angels in my life to why I'm still sitting here today.
Amen.
Why I'm still sitting here today.
Amen.
I was like I said, Marvina knows my
Yes.
story. I'm not gonna put it all out there today, but she knows my story, and it's by the grace of God that I'm not sitting
Yes.
behind bars somewhere.
Yes.
But that's
Yes.
how when you have those aha moments, and when we come to you guys, and we're talking to you guys, we're talking to you guys from experience. Things that's what I mean by that wisdom Wednesday and things of that nature. When
Mhm.
we drop
Gone
pearls
again.
of wisdom on you guys, it's because of things that we have experienced, things we have seen, things we have been through. Just trying to give somebody else, share something with somebody else that may help them get through something,
Yes.
trying
Yes.
time period in their life. And I
I
thank
love it.
God the support system that he put into my life. And let me say this, when you have the power of discernment, tap into it. Get those
Mhm.
people in your life, in your support system,
Yep.
that are truly there to support you, not talk about you, not put your business out in the street, not take and make fun of you, and all those things, but give you that true support that you need. Those are going to be
Mm-hmm.
people, and this is how you can tell. They will let you cry all day long, all night long until you get it out. As you crying in between, they're going to give you some healthy doses of realism. You may get angry at
Mm-hmm.
some of the things they had to say, but it's okay because that is part of the healing. They trying to tap in and let you know you're not the only person that's going through this. You're not going to be the only person that has ever went through this. The difference between you and somebody else is sharing. And I say
Mm-hmm.
this all the time. Wisdom is what is only comes about when you share that knowledge. You have no wisdom if you're not sharing it. I don't know how smart you are. I don't know how wise you are. I don't know what's been imparted by the matriarchs of your family into your spirit if you're keeping it all bottled up inside. But if you share it with us, I may be able to take something from that and say, wow, there's some help out there. I can talk to this person. I feel because your spirit, I'm gonna tell you something. When you meet people that you are equally yoked with, your spirit meshes with their spirit. When I meet somebody that I'm not equally yoked with, my spirit is troubled by their spirit. And I'll tell somebody in a minute. Marvina will tell you, I'll be like, their spirit not right. And I cut it short and I move right on about my business. And you've got to tap into your power of discernment and start building your village. When we were growing up, we had a village. It takes a village to raise children. It takes a village to have a support system. Start tapping into your power of discernment and build your village.
Love it. Well, we are out of
She
time.
froze again.
We done. No, she ain't froze. You froze, Net.
She froze.
She froze. I love her. Well, we gonna thank her anyway. I wanted to get her on and thank her for being part. We get ready to do this. We want to talk about forgiveness again. Not
Yeah.
not not just for forgiveness of someone who's harmed you in this kind of way, but forgiveness of understanding how to forgive yourself to be able to forgive others. You know what I'm saying? So I think this was a great conversation. I really did, really do. I really feel like a lot of people have problems with forgiving, and I'm kind of. I'm not saying I have problems with forgiving. I just gotta trust you. I'll forgive you, but I have a problem with trusting you. And I say that, and I keep saying it because it's something that I'm working on. And the first thing to healing is to address it, acknowledge it, and then move forward. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all for being part. Yvonne, you got something to say before we get up out of here? Mm-mm.
Yeah, forgive somebody. Forgive somebody, lighten your load.
Yeah.
Unforgiveness is like drinking poison and waiting on the other person to die. Stop drinking it. It's beautiful out there today. I don't. We're here in the ATL, so it's not as cold today. So get out there and enjoy life. And as always, stay blessed, be a blessing, and have a blessed day.
I
Thank you
love
guys
y'all.
for
Thank
listening
y'all
in
for
today.
sharing. Thanks for being part of. And best of all, thanks for just being there for us. That support. God bless y'all. Have a great day. Bye.